going to skip that one. So what kind of brand are you? And this is really interesting because I became a brand as a person when I was in my 20s. So as I said, I worked for Saatchi & Saatchi. I'm actually an East Ender that grew up in Essex, and I managed to get a job in advertising. And after a few years, I realized I wasn't getting promoted, and people weren't taking me that seriously. My clients were happy. I'd won some awards. And I looked around and went, what's the difference? They were all middle class. All the boys that were getting promoted were middle class. So we looked and had a look at what the difference was. And it was very simple. I had cropped hair. They had this little bit on the front. I wore a suit. They wore jeans and a blazer and a shirt with 2 buttons undone. And they wore jeans. And they wore really scruffy shoes with coloured socks. I wore black socks. I wore a suit. I was working class. So I changed my brand as a person, and I got promoted. And I spent some more money on clothes, and I got promoted again. It was the brand I was projecting that really made me successful. It wasn't just the work I was doing. I was already doing good work, but being a brand as a person made a difference. And then when I went to start the coffee shop business, I went to the bank, HSBC in Mayfair, and I said, we want to borrow some money. And the guy looked me up and down, the bank manager, and he went, okay. And I was like, do you not want to see the business plan? And he went, no. I presented myself in a way that people believed in me. And so I didn't have to worry about that stuff. So if you're going to be a brand, what kind of brand are you going to be? And it's different for everyone. And these are sliding scales. They're not one or the other. Ignore that bit. I don't know why Pin always put that half thing up. So one of the first things to think about is if you're modern or traditional. So most of my branding is fairly traditional, but it's a bit modern. So it's a sliding scale. It's not one or the other. Are you upmarket? So we've got some brands that we've worked on here. So Garland Interiors, this is a really upmarket brand. So you can tell that from how they look. Or are you low cost? So sellmyproperty.shop. That would be a low cost, more modern brand. Are you Me Too or are you disruptive? So as a brand, are you doing what everyone's doing? So you're single let, I'm doing, whatever. Or are you doing something completely different? You go, oh, that's not what we expected to know, co-living or whatever it might be. So if you can tell us what it is that you like, we can develop a brand to influence the way that people think about you. Are you a really quiet brand that's waiting in the corner for business? Or are you going out there and you're getting the business for you? We need to know what the difference is. And then are you secure? This is a really important one for us as property investors. Are you very secure or are you very exciting? When I say exciting, what most investors think is risky. So where are you on that scale? Because it's different for different people. And then what are your core values? So for most of us in the room, our core values will be things like customer service. So we want to look after our tenants, we want to look after the landlord, we want to look after investors, whoever it might be. Financially savvy, that's a really important one. If you don't know the numbers, you're in the wrong industry. And are you trustworthy? So you can invest with me, I can invest with you. Brilliant. But only if we trust each other. So those are very important things to think about. What are your core values? And then this is one of the most important things I say, I think, is what is it you actually do? So as a marketeer, I talk to people and they say, well, yes, we use holistic methods of incorporating the latest thinking in business and I'm like, I have no clue what you do. What do you actually do? And they say, well, we use technology that incorporates with other pieces of technology. I'm like, I have no clue what you do. What do you actually do? And they go, I'm an accountant. I'm like, why did you not say that in the first place? So whatever it is you do, just say it out front. You don't have to fluff it up because no one will know what you're talking about. No one will want to deal with you if they don't understand what you're saying. So be really clear about what you actually do, and then the people that want to deal with you will want to deal with you. So personal brands. So this is my personal brand. My name's Ben Reynolds. My handwriting is horrendous. This is a lovely stylized version of it. And I have a strapline, bringing your company to market. So I do two main things, which is, the first one is I work with startups and I help them launch. So that's bringing your company to market. The main thing I do is marketing. So I bring your company to market. So I've got a strapline that works for the two things that I do. And that works. And I use it consistently. So I can never remember which one this is first. So that's my Facebook profile. So if you go to my Facebook profile, you've got my branding, you've got my name, you've got my photo. It's all consistent. If somebody meets you tonight and they say, what do? And you say, I'm a property developer. The first thing they're going to do tomorrow morning is stalk you online. Which means they're going to go on your Facebook profile, they're going to look at LinkedIn and everything. And if you say, I'm a developer, and you go on there, and it says you're a plumber, there's nothing wrong with being a plumber. That's not what you said. So you need to be consistent in saying what it is you do. LinkedIn, same branding, same photo, same jacket, same shirt. Yeah? Consistency is really important. So you all know who I am. I'm wearing the same clothes as I am in my photo. Yeah, it's really important to be really consistent so that everybody knows who you are. Other people. So this is an example of a couple of clients that we've used. So this is Benjamin. He's got a really great strategy. He knows how to make shitloads of money out of property. But on that scale that I mentioned earlier, the risky versus the safe investments, he's on the risky end, but he makes more money. So he came to us and he said, I don't want to be seen as risky, I want to be seen as safe. I want to be seen as a safe pair of hands that are going to make you a load of money. So we named the company Citadel Properties. A citadel is a small fortified city. The logo is basically a castle, which is a fortified building. And in the background, there's a shield, which is, again, safety, it's fortified. So everything we've done for that brand is to make him look like a safe pair of hands. But we've added the strap line, making your money work harder. So we're telling the investor that we can get them more money, but it's not risky. So by doing some simple branding, we can influence how people think about you. So as an individual or as a company, we can change the way that people think about you. We can make them think about you how you want to feel, how you want them to feel, should I say. Gareth Thomas was a very different client. Gareth was unsure what he was going to do, but he knew he was in property. So we gave him a really vague strapline. Investing in property, that's quite vague. But he knew that he wanted to be involved in HMOs. So he had gone to work, sat in an office, wrote a letter to HMO landlords that he got from a HMO landlord list from the local authority, sent them off, got nothing, no response at all. So he came to us and he said, I need to look like a professional. So we designed a brand for him. Admittedly, it's not the strongest brand because he wasn't entirely sure what he wanted to do. We wrote this letter for him. We've got all the reasons why you, as an HMO landlord, should talk to him. Again, the main points why he would, as a landlord, be interested. And then we've put all of the accreditations that we could across the bottom. Same list. We sent it out to the same 300 people. He got 13 landlords came back to him. And they all said the same thing. They said, we get these letters all the time. You look like you know what you're doing. So by being branded and being professional, you can make a massive step forward, a huge step forward. I'm going to skip Reynolds.